I'm sorry about that. The jail can take care of your medical needs, ma'am.
Sir,
ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am.
I just haven't came. I've been having issues.
2,500. And nobody has problems like this, ma'am. And if you don't, we learned in kindergarten not to interrupt. And you keep interrupting. One more time, you're in timeout, like we do to the second graders.
Those 30 seconds of judicial fury you just witnessed weren't a sudden explosion. They were a debt coming due after 8.5 years of second chances. For years, the court has worked with this defendant through a theft charge and a failed drug test for methamphetamine. Each time she was continued on probation, given yet another opportunity to comply. This hearing was supposed to be about just 2 missed appointments from last year, a simple violation. But the court is about to discover the problem is far worse. She hasn't just broken the rules, she's vanished. And the judge is about to find out just how long she's been completely off the grid.
I think I understand what we have here. In cause number 15-23902, you are Lakendra Wallace, present with your attorney, Mr. Kimler, and the state's attorneys present, and the probation officer. A second amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation has now been filed as of December 12th of 2024, which alleges that on October 24th, 2016, you were placed on, yep, that's true, on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the second-degree felony of robbery. This second amended has been filed after the first amended was disposed of on March 22nd, 2023, when you pleaded true to a urine sample showing methamphetamine. And what we did apparently was continue you on probation, I think, right? Is that what we did? And gave you another chance. Before that, there was a first MTRP filed on January 10th of 2022, which the defendant pleaded true to by committing Class B theft while on probation. So I think what we did was we continued on that one, then gave you another chance. Then a first amended shows up where in January of 2023, you showed positive for meth. And I think I continued you on probation. And here, a second amended has been filed that states that, and this was filed here on December 12th of last year, 3 months ago, that you failed to report to the probation office on or about May 8th, 2024 and July 17th, 2024 in violation of your deferred or unadjudicated probation order. Do you understand what it charges you with? Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you how you plead or anything like that. If you failed on one or more conditions of probation, your probation can be revoked. You can now be found guilty of the second-degree felony and sentenced to no less than 2, no more than 20 years confinement in prison. Do you understand what you're facing?
Yes, sir.
Let me get some history here on this one. From probation, can you give me a little summary about what happened here on these failures to report? And did she turn into an absconder?
At some point, she did turn into an absconder. She was being supervised by Mr. Ron Barksdale. And the result of that was that she was placed on the high medium risk needs caseload.
When?
Back in December of 2024.
You mean 3 months ago?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how she ends up with me at this point. And
Okay.
he did have.
But yet a second amended motion, y'all decided that a second amended motion to revoke probation was necessary.
Yes, sir.
What months did she fail to vote? Is it just these 2 months?
Yes, sir. For that, at that time, yes, sir.
No, I'm talking about
Well,
since the last time we were all here on a motion on the first amended motion. I know, I'm standing by what decisions I made on the first amended, but we have a second amended.
yes.
What are the problems, if any, that are added to what I'm reading on these two events?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In January of this year,
Yeah.
there was a review of status hearing, okay, that Ms. Wallace failed to appear. She contacted me and stated that she was in the emergency room or the hospital with stomach problems. She left a voicemail after the hearing. I have not been in touch with Ms. Wallace since then. I have not seen Ms. Wallace since January 2nd of this year.
Okay. So how often is she supposed to be reporting?
Twice a month.
Twice a month.
Yes.
So how many, what I want to know is, since the last motion to revoke was resolved, and I think it was, stand by, I guess it was on 3/22/23. That was the first amended she pleaded to.
Your Honor, there's also an administrative hearing from March the 6th of 25, which there's.
Hold on. I'm looking at August 9th administrative hearing. I think that would probably answer.
March 26th of 2025.
Hold on, everybody. The defendant failed to report on May 8th, 24 and July 17th of 24, which is what's included in the second amended. Was last seen in the office April 10th of 24. Was she supposed to be reporting twice a month?
Yes, sir.
Well, why wasn't
Ms. Wallace?
the other second week in May? Why wasn't June events the other week in July? And this was sent to me in August. So then August 9th, why weren't all of those included? And then has she just not reported since all of this?
Okay, so.
That's what I need to know.
Okay, with the second amended, all of that occurred prior to my supervision of Ms. Wallace. At that time, she was being supervised on a regular felony caseload by Mr. Ron Barksdale.
I know, but
So-
do you know the answers to what she was
So-
doing while Ron was?
With Mr. Barksdale, she was only required to report twice a month, once a month.
Okay.
Okay, and she came to my caseload
When?
in December of 2024. I require my probationers to report twice a month.
Okay.
Wait, stop, rewind that. Did you catch what just happened? This isn't a routine update. It's an investigation happening in real time. Notice the judge's line of questioning. He senses a gap in the timeline and starts digging. The case was transferred to a new high-risk officer in December, and the judge wants to know every detail since that exact moment. The officer's answer changes everything. It's not about 2 missed meetings anymore. It's about a 100% failure rate. She confirms the defendant was required to report twice a month and has not shown up a single time. 6 consecutive, unexplained absences. As the judge counts them off one by one, watch the defendant. Her silence is deafening. Every missed appointment is another nail in the coffin of her freedom. And she's about to break that silence with an excuse that will push this judge over the edge.
Okay. And that is number 4, report is directed by your probation officer and obey all rules and regulations. That's what she signed off on in 2016.
Yes,
So you're saying,
And she didn't report, Your Honor, for December of 24 or February of 25 or.
she didn't appear for the review of status hearing on January 31st.
when was the last time the probation office has seen this lady?
Saw her.
And she would be reporting to you.
Right,
Since you took over in December,
right.
when was the last time you saw her, if ever?
January the 2nd, 2025.
Okay, and she was supposed to be reporting twice a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this was from December, so we've got December, January, February, and here we are, March 19th, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and 2 a month?
Yes, sir.
So was 2 in, okay, 2 in December?
Yes, sir.
So December, January,
1 in January.
no, I know the one in, that's 2, then 3, then 5 in February, and 6 in the one in March. So 6 times.
Dates for March as well.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Those aren't alleged in the interim.
they're going to be, they're going to file a third amended motion. We'll deal with this, and we're going to deal with it, and we'll take up what we have here, but there'll be a third amended motion. But you are in jail. You will be in jail until we can get this resolved.
You, sir.
Ma'am,
She's pregnant.
Like,
I'm sorry about that. The jail can take care of your medical needs, ma'am.
I've been.
You know, ma'am, I'm sorry. Ma'am,
I just haven't came up being an issue.
Ma'am? 20 years is what you're looking at. You're not, if you don't report, I'm not probation. All right, you want to just go in there until you're through, and then we'll talk, because both of us can't speak at one time. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've had you up. Nobody. 7 do I have? We've got 5,000 people on probation. I've got 2,500. And nobody has problems like this, ma'am. And if you don't, we learned in kindergarten not to interrupt. If you don't report, you're not on my probation. That's not probation. We have no contact with you. And if you can't do anything else, you've got to report, which has been a symptomatic problem. And right now, you're, like we say, we don't know where you are. You're supposed to be reporting. Since December, 6 times you have failed.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But let me just say, pregnancy is natural event. We've got pregnant people
But,
on
sir,
probation,
I mean,
and you keep interrupting. One more time, you're in timeout, like we do to the 2nd graders. We got people on probation who have medical needs, and we still work with them. That's not a problem. But I'm sorry, you're free falling. You're not on my watch anymore because I can't keep up with you. Our probation office, they are my right hand. You're not showing up. We don't know what you're doing. But this isn't like somebody who's just gotten into probation for the first time. You've been on probation for what? 8.5 years. Going on 8.5 years. You know what the rules are. Oh. Listen. You're going to be treated like everybody else in the same situation, man. You're in custody. We're going to know where you are now. When you're not reporting, when you're free falling.
Was this justice or a judge's breaking point? For 8.5 years, the system gave Lendra Wallace chances that many people never get. We witnessed this hearing shift from a procedural review into a raw confrontation with accountability. The judge's timeout line wasn't just anger. It was a strategic dismantling of the defendant's excuses, reducing her repeated interruptions to the level of a disobedient child. Legally, the moment she stopped reporting, her probation became a farce. The court had no way to supervise her, making the entire arrangement pointless. Her final plea of pregnancy, a powerful and humanizing fact, was delivered far too late. After a documented history of violations and disappearances, it landed not as a valid reason, but as a last-ditch manipulation. The judge's order to remand her to custody wasn't just a punishment, it was his reassertion of control over a defendant he described as being in a free fall. The judge made his decision, but now it's yours. Was he right to dismiss her pregnancy as just another excuse after so many documented failures? Put yourself in that courtroom. At what point does a second chance officially become the final straw?